Hello everyone, welcome back to my campaign of Sid Meier's Colonization. We're going to be continuing where I left off yesterday as Viceroy Dan Lynch of the English, spring 1677. So, if you're new to this game, this is Sid Meier's Colonization. It's a spin-off of Civilization. We're playing as the governor of New England, responsible for establishing colonies in the New World on behalf of England. We've done so here with 11 colonies in southern South America. The king has raised our taxes up to 35%, and rebel sentiment is growing among the colonists. Soon, or at least eventually, we will declare our independence from England, fight a revolutionary war, and become the United States. That's the victory condition of the game. But before we can do that, we need to build up our economy and our population and our military. So that's what I'm working on right now, primarily by training my citizens in various specialties using a university and a couple of schools. And that's sort of in progress, but also sort of getting confused. So I know what I'm doing here, which is I'm training fur trappers. I've got one fur trapper in the schoolhouse as a teacher, and I've got two untrained citizens, one of whom will get trained, and then the next one will get trained, etc. In Canada, it's a little bit less clear what I need, and so I don't have anyone in the schoolhouse right now. But some of my fishermen might get killed by natives, so if that happens, I'll throw the fishermen back into the school and try again. And then at my university, I've got elder statesman, blacksmith, and distiller being trained, and I think those are all reasonable options at this point. The next time someone gets trained, though, I will reevaluate. In Europe, the only boycott we have is tools. So we recently got Jacob Fugger, who reset everything, and we have no money. All right, let's end the turn. As you can see, the French are getting all up in our business here, but we discovered recently that we don't have the military power to make them go away. So we tolerate them for now. Well, the Tupi are concerned. Okay, what do we got here? Let's unload this cargo. That should be enough to buy a couple of citizens. So we can recruit this guy for 530 gold, which we'll do. Let's see. Okay, so there's a Master Weaver coming up. That's good. We need a Master Weaver. We can't afford him yet, but we're definitely going to buy him once that equation looks more favorable. We'll wait till the price drops below 600. In the meantime, we'll buy an ore miner for 600 gold, and we'll head back to New England. Okay, Liberty Bell's going strong. Oh, these guys need tools. I probably can't afford to finish this. Actually, I can. It's pretty cheap because it's only 10 tools. But we're making 8 tools a turn here. Let's put the carpenter on tools because he's obviously not contributing hammers to anything anymore. And next turn we'll have enough tools. We can unload this ore here, or maybe hold on. I'm not sure if we want to do that. We'll check if there's another town that needs the ore more badly. Okay, Chilliwack has a printing press. That'll be great for Liberty Bell production. So Chilliwack is going to be a place that makes guns. So I think now is finally time to get that armory in there. The alternative would be newspaper. But I'm going to go armory right now. Just get that armory finished, and then we can start making guns here as well. We haven't even plowed the center tile of this town yet. That's pretty sloppy. Okay, Squargentina has the same problem. Not quite enough tools, but they will have enough tools next turn. And I've already moved the carpenter onto tool production here, so I did basically the same thing last turn. So yeah, I think this town is fine. Desperately needs fishermen, but they're on their way. Alright, Big Lick's back up to 100%, that's good. And we've got a fur trapper. And a load of coats. Okay. We can temporarily store these coats here. The fur trapper appeared in the town hall, which is obviously not optimal. Let's move this guy to the town hall and move the fur trapper onto furs. Much better. So we definitely need one more fur trapper. I think 3 fur trappers is about the number we need. So we've got a free citizen, we've got the trapper in the schoolhouse, so this is a-okay. Alright, we've got a blacksmith. That's good. We actually need lots of blacksmiths. So let's put this guy as a colonist. We've still got 3 free citizens in Princeville, so we're doing okay for students. And I'm sure we don't need to change out the teacher yet. A load of cigars, that's fine. Ooh, Hoodoo Hollers up to 100%. Nice. Same way we do Ha-Ha's up to 71%. Rum is ready. Alright. So, was it Big Lick? Okay, Big Lick has 120 tools, so I think I'm going to just drop this ore here. You know, as long as each town has either tools or ore, they can make do. You know, that's sufficient. The only interesting thing here in Dead Horse is this rum. The sugar is sort of at a delicate balance between 7 sugar being produced and 7 rum being produced. So I'll just leave that. Take the rum away. Maybe bring that rum to St. Louis du Ha-Ha. Is there anything in Canada that needs picking up? Well, these cigars can go into this merchantman that's conveniently already here. How many tools do you have? More than this town can hold, I guess. Oh, this galleon also has some stuff to go back to the motherland. So maybe we put all this stuff on the galleon instead, and the merchantman doesn't need to go anywhere. Or he can be used for other purposes. Alright, let's go to St. Louis, do haha with this rum, because there's probably more rum there. This guy is fully loaded, can go to England with 6 full cargoes. Okay, this guy's on his way to Big Lick. I'll just use a go-to command for that. It'll take a couple of turns. He's just holding furs, because Big Lick is full of furs. Alright, we've got plenty of tools here. Dead Horse could use some more tools, maybe. Actually, most of these towns have got decent amounts of tools, so it doesn't really matter where I drop it off. This wagon train can go get stuff from there. Alright, Squargentina is producing and needs tools. We're not going to take tools from here. Not going to take ore from here. Alright, I guess we can just head to another town and see if our services are needed there. This guy can head up to Somberland. We always need to be sending people to Somberland because they produce just a ridiculous amount of tools. They're producing 60 tools every turn. So we've got to be super aware of how many tools they have. But they also produce tobacco and sugar, I guess? Where do they produce sugar? Oh, that must have been a previous thing. So I can take this stuff out of here. Alright, you've got cotton. Is there anything else you can pick up here? I guess sugar as well. Sugar's coming from there. Not really much we can do about that. We can take the sugar to St. Louis. St. Louis is finally starting to use up all this sugar that it has. Alright. Hold on. There we go. Alright, so you're empty. So you can head up north, I guess. You're full of tools, so you can head somewhere that needs tools. Princeville has 100 tools, but it's building a fort, so we might as well give it 200 tools. So that fort will use up half of those tools right away. Alright, this guy is empty. So I guess he can go check Hoodoo Holler. Alright, this pioneer, or what town was it it Chilliwack that hasn't plowed its center tile? Yeah, let's go do that, because that's just ridiculous. Alright, I think this is a fisherman. Yeah. Okay, fisherman made it to Squargentina without being killed. So let's straight away put him on fishing. Now we don't really want to have this ore miner on the good fishing tile. Let's try putting him in the state house. Let's move the fisherman onto the good fishing tile. Okay, now these two tiles, no, they're not the same. Interesting, they're both ocean tiles. This one's 5 fish, this one's 3. I don't know how that works. Can we take a look here? Got it. So being on the coast or at a river is +1. The fishery is either +3 or +6. I think that's how I'm reading that. In any case, we've now got 2 fishermen, and we're going to soon have a third. possibly even this turn. Here's the third fisherman. No, he didn't make it all the way this turn. Okay, so here's the farmer to replace a farmer who was killed. But I have no recollection of where we needed a farmer, so I have to check every town. So the idea is that we want to have 3 food-producing colonists in each town. So we have 1 fisherman and 2 farmers here in Big Lick, so that's fine. Dead Horse has 2 fishermen and a farmer, so that's fine. Canada itself has a fisherman and 2 farmers. St. Louis du Ha Ha has... Well, this is interesting. We have a fisherman and a farmer. And then we have a convert. So I guess that means we need to train another fisherman. Unless there's another one like wandering around right now. I'll have to double check that. Because this is definitely someone I want to replace with a fisherman. But that doesn't help me figure out where to send this farmer. So Somberland has 3 farmers because it's landlocked. So that's good. Chilliwack has 3 farmers because it's landlocked. Here we go. Humpty Doo only has 2 farmers. So this guy's going to Humpty Doo. Let me just check the remaining towns, just to make sure that everything is correct. So here we have 2 fishermen and a farmer at Hoodoo Holler. Princeville has a fisherman and 2 farmers. Retro Pixel Town has 2 fishermen and no other food-producing tiles, unless you count this tile, which I don't because that's my lumber tile. So if I had an extra farmer, I would probably send him here just to hang out. And then, you know, if on some occasion I decide that I don't need wood, I could plop the farmer down there. But that's super speculative. Squargentina is supposed to have 3 fishermen. There's 1 there. There's 1 on horseback here. And I guess that means I need another fisherman. So I guess that means I'm really short 2 fishermen, unless I've got one on the move that I'm not aware of. So this guy's going to Humpty Doo. Oops, I kind of went a wrong direction there. I can still make it pretty far though, so I think it's safe. Yeah, I can almost make it to Chilliwack. Now there's a chance he'll get killed on the road by Indians, but we just have to hope that doesn't happen. Alright, so this tile is road and plowed. There's a road there. I guess I'll put a road on... So I do want to put 1 more road, but no matter where I put it, I'm going to anger the Indians, because there's an Indian settlement here and here. And all of the remaining mountain tiles are adjacent to at least 1 Indian settlement. But I do want to have these roads, so I guess it's worth the risk. He's only got 20 tools, so worst case scenario we lose a man and his tools, but not like 100 tools, just 20 tools. Okay, so this is end of turn. So what that means is I need 2 fishermen. So straight up that means that this schoolhouse needs to get back in working order. So I'll put a fisherman there. We still have a food surplus, even just ripping that fisherman off of his spot. But we only have 80 horses here, so I think I'll have this guy go back to fishing. Let's see, farming would be 7 food, fishing would be 6 food, so we'll have him farm actually. Because this town already has 100%, so just having 1 statesman and an expert statesman at that seems fine. We've also got plenty of trainees in this town, so that's no big deal either. And we decided Big Lick had enough trainees too, right? Yeah. And I think we already did the same check for Princeville. Yes, Princeville has 3. Alright, end of turn. Okay, Spain has hit 29. %. I'm not going 8%. Let's hold the Coats Party. We'll trade with France. Alright, we've got 1,300. Can we get that Weaver? He's still pretty expensive. Let's hold off on him. Maybe hold off on buying more colonists right now. Alright, Dead Horse produced our first custom house. So this is a super important late game thing. And it allows us to sell things. And I'm trying to remember how to do that. First of all, let's choose what we're going to build instead. So here in Dead Horse, it's eventually going to be a rum factory town. Doesn't look like it yet, but it will be. So I'll switch to the rum factory. Now this is in green, which I think means it's being sold. No, it's just selected. What if I right click on it? No. How to use the custom house? Do I just click on the custom house? Here we go. What good shall our custom house export? From here, rum. So now, yeah, that's the green there. The green says that whenever we get a full load of rum, or maybe even less than a full load, it will be sold automatically without the need to ship it to England. Or anywhere else for that matter. Okay, we've got tools here. We're making more. Or maybe we're not. Yeah, we've got no ore income here. So we need to put some guys back on ore mining. So at this rate we have a deficit, which is not good. So let's put one more guy on ore mining. Okay, now we have a surplus of ore and we're still making plenty of tools, so this is good. And we're building our ironworks, which will be using tools. So yeah, that's good. Alright, Scorgentina built the newspaper. Excellent. So Scorgentina is going to be another ironworks settlement. But is their population not high enough? I guess we have to build blacksmith shop first. Let's see, there isn't anything else that we really desperately need here, is there? No. So we'll build the blacksmith shop here. We've also got a surplus of ore because we're collecting 15 and we're only consuming some. I guess 8 because this is not a factory, so we're just consuming 8 of that 15, which is fine. Okay, Somberland produced a wagon train and another 60 tools, because that's what Somberland do. Here we have a small ore deficit, which is fine. I mean, this is the final form of the tool production at Somberland, right? We've got 3 ore miners expert on mountains with roads. We've got 3 blacksmiths expert working in the ironworks. So we have a net deficit of 4 ore, which means once we run out of ore, these guys will only be producing 56. But there are some ore mining colonies nearby that are going to have a surplus of ore because they're not going to have ironworks. So once we get everything being shuffled around fine, this will be fine. We can put more tobacco on this random random cart. And we've got coats, which are boycotted. And tools? What are these guys building? They're building wagon trains? That's not good. What do we want to build here? We're not going to build a custom house here because we're not going to be exporting goods from this town significantly. But I eventually want to build both a fort and an armory here. A fort for defense and an armory so we can make cannons. So let's go with the fort for now. It requires 100 tools, but that's not going to be a problem. Oh, we got a distiller. The distiller, where is he at? Distiller, where are you? Oh, he was farming tobacco. Alright, we're going to make you a colonist. We actually need a total of 6 distillers because we're going to have 2 different rum factory towns. So that's fine. At this point, these weavers are kind of not operating at full capacity. So I think I'll have one of them become a tobacco planter. We also need to get another unskilled colonist into this town because we have 3 teachers and only 2 students. So we'll have to fix that. Alright, this guy's got rum. Let's see. I guess I could just bring this rum to Dead Horse and export it. This custom house won't be finished yet. Let's see, we're making 30 hammers. Actually, this will be finished this turn. This coming turn. Well, we can still empty out the rum for now. Take it to Dead Horse and try to sell it. So as an experiment, I'm going to put like 50 rum here. And we'll see if it sells all of it or if it just sells 100. I'm actually not sure how it works. And then next turn I'll just put the rest in here. Alright, Big Lick, we're going to have to stockpile coats now. Because the stupid government won't let us sell coats. Let's see. Well, eventually we're going to be making coats so fast that it'll pay off to actually pay off the boycott, so. And the boycott probably isn't that expensive because coats are not that expensive. Yeah, 3,500. Not too bad. That'll be worth it once we've accumulated enough coats. And once Big Lick has finished its custom house. That way we won't have to worry about getting hit with another boycott right after we pay off our dues. Alright, let's dump these tools here. And let's see. So there's rum and sugar here in Big Lick. So maybe I'll just go grab that because there's no reason to have that stuff there. Alright, you're going to go to Humpty Doo and maybe pick up some ore or something. Or wait, Humpty Doo... No, Humpty Doo is making tools. So there's no need to pick up ore here. We should pick up tools here. They'll need 100 tools, but whatever, they'll make them soon enough. There's also sugar here that they don't need. And take that off their hands. Ooh, horses actually. You know what, forget the sugar. Let's take 100 horses. Because there's a lot of towns that don't have that many horses. Okay, what do we want to do here? Looks like nothing. Looks like this town is happy. So let's go to the next town. Alright, so this guy's just hauling sugar and tobacco to the appropriate places. Okay. And this guy's hauling cotton to the appropriate place. Alright, get weaving, guys. We got a lot of cotton. Okay, what are we doing at Chilliwack? Probably nothing. Okay, we're definitely going to grab the sugar from here, because that's slowly accumulating. Okay, this guy has some tools. I don't need any here. Does Hoodoo Holler need tools? Oh, some. We could put 90 tools in there. If we even have 90. We only have 30, so perfect. Perfect. Okay, this merchant man, where was he going? I guess next turn Hoodoo Holler will have a load of cloth, so I can go there. Alright, this pioneer is going to clear forest at Chilliwack Town Center. Alright, our fisherman made it to Scorgentina. So let's get him fishing. Alright. I think if I swap these, it makes no difference. Let's double check that. So if I put him here, yeah, it's either 6 plus 5 or 8 plus 3, so it makes no difference which one is the expert and which one is the novice. Alright, this is a farmer, so he's going to Humpty-Doo. And I'm not even sure, if I set him to farm, it won't even... Okay, he's getting 6 food off of that hill, but I bet you he could get more food. No. Rainforest. So it's not even plowed. We gotta clear this. This is abysmal. We need pioneers up here. It's a good thing we've got one at Chilliwack. Alright, here we're gonna put a road here. Alright, this blacksmith, he's not going to Somberland because they're full. So he's going to one of the other ironworks towns, which are going to be Humpty-Doo and Scorgentina. So I'll have him go to Humpty-Doo. But is there anywhere he can get horses? Yeah, he can get horses at Somberland. Okay. So with tools and coats, I guess we're heading east. Can I make it to Canada? Yes. Alright, does Canada need tools? Some. Let's see, so that would be 46. There we go. You're full on tools. Just gotta double check that they're not making tools here. Okay. And we end the turn. Price is going up. That's nice. Okay, this galleon is about to get us some big bucks. Alright, we're at 7,600 gold. These guys are still a little bit expensive. Let's pick up a whole bunch of dudes. And honestly, with this much gold, I think I'm going to equip some of them with horses too. I guess I'm going to equip all of them with horses. I still have 1,000 gold. Well, that's brutal. Okay, we got a population increase in dead horse. All right, we're gonna put. Okay, so this rum. So 100 got more than 100 got sold because we had 157, and now we have 50, and we're making 7 per turn. So none of my possible. I mean, my two possibilities were that it sells it in chunks of 100, or it sells all of it. And it didn't do either of those things. It just sold most of it. It sold 114 units. Right? Because we had 157, we produced 7 more. There's 50 left. So it sold 114 units. That's really bizarre. All right, well, I'm going to unload this remaining rum there. Yeah. I don't know how that works. That's very confusing. Oh, Princeville's up to 100%. Nice. All right, we got a custom house in St. Louis du Haha. So it's automatically selling a bunch of stuff that I don't necessarily want it to sell. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. Who did I just move to the rum factory? What did I just rearrange the people at the rum factory? I have no idea what I just did. I meant to click on the custom house. That's not it either. This is the custom house. I don't want you to sell sugar or tobacco or cotton or furs. Or ore. It's funny that this custom house defaulted to have a whole bunch of things being sold. And the other one didn't. But yeah, we want to sell, if we ever happen to get any, we want to sell silver, rum, cigars, cloth, and coats. The other things are things we either want to buy or hold. So this should be good. Yeah. Alright, we don't need a custom house anymore. That's done. St. Louis du Haha already has its rum factory. So I guess we can start pumping out artillery here. More regulars. Okay, so we know we need more trainees at Princeville. That was something we discussed last turn. So let's head there with this first load of them. This caravel. Okay, let's adjust the custom house here to be the same as the other one. All right, we want to sell silver, cigars, cloth, and coats if we should ever happen to get any in this town. I mean, it's unlikely we will, but if we ever do, we want to sell them. Now, I don't know if it can sell coats with a boycott on. That's something we can try. Let's load this guy. Let's load this one up with coats and bring them to Dead Horse and see if they get sold or if they don't get sold because of the boycott. If they don't get sold because of the boycott, then we'll sell them to the Quebecois. This caravel suddenly has really nothing to do. I guess I could go get sugar at Big Lick. Oh no. That wagon train is totally confused. That's why you should never use go-to with wagon trains. I keep forgetting this important lesson. You try to program it to do something simple and it just loses its mind. Alright, so we're going to unload these coats in Dead Horse just because Dead Horse happens to have a custom house. And with 148 of them, we'll see if any get sold. And if they do, then we just, broke the game. Custom houses are extremely OP in that case. Guess we could take like 50 horses and move them to a community that has fewer horses. Is there a community that has like almost no horses? Yeah, St. Louis du Haha is a good example of that. But I'll take them out of the cart to breed overnight here at this town, and then I'll pick them up again next turn. Alright, Humpty-Doo. We're gonna... Oh, we've already loaded up. We're gonna go somewhere cool with this stuff. Now, do we need that stuff here in Chilliwack? No, they actually have a lot of horses here. In fact, maybe I'll unload the tools here, and maybe I'll pick up some more horses. I'll pick them up tomorrow. Alright, this guy was just heading to Hoodoo Holler for generic reasons. There's a lot of stuff in Hoodoo Holler. Okay, you've got tobacco, so you can go to Canada. We'll load up 49 units. How much tobacco are these guys going through? Only 8? Honestly, I think I'll just put this guy on the State House. Because we just don't, we just have too much tobacco. We gotta turn it into cigars. ASAP. Okay, we're gonna pick up more sugar here. Is there anything else that doesn't belong? No. These guys just aren't producing stuff at a rate that's alarming enough to make me want to send wagon trains down there. At least not yet. Whereas Somberland totally is. Okay, Hoodoo Holler has cloth. Which I guess I don't need to bring to England, I just need to bring to a custom house. Right? Like if I just bring this... Who has a custom house? Not Princeville. St. Louis has a custom house. So if I just go into St. Louis and unload this cloth, it should get sold automatically next turn. Okay, you're just a regular dude. Uh, what are we gonna have this regular dude do? I guess we could have the sugar planter plant sugar. We still have a sugar deficit. We could have you become a blacksmith, turning this ore into tools. And then this ore miner, we can clear your specialty. Wait a sec. Oh, that's right, because he's in school. I was going to say, why isn't Canada fishing this tile? But it's because he's teaching other fishermen. So this guy has a lot of untrained people. Canada has three. Canada has 3. Big Lick has 1. Princeville has 2, but is hopefully about to get 1 from this ship. Okay, you have tools and coats. That sounds like a job for a dead horse. So we've got 162 coats here and dead horse. All right, this distiller is ready. So the distiller can either go to St. Louis or to Dead Horse. And he's got no horses, so he's going to have to walk. Alright, this is a blacksmith. He's not going to Somberland because Somberland is full on blacksmiths. So that means he's going, I think, all the way to Humpty Doo. And now we have a real blacksmith. Which means we can get one of these, probably get one of these ore miners to mine ore. So we still have an ore surplus, that's good. And we're producing 21 tools every turn, which hopefully should fund our ironworks okay. Dead Horse has a random dude. So we can put him in the State House. Alright, let's end the turn. Spain's hit 31. They're probably going to get independence pretty soon. Okay, we got an armory here now. So we now have the option to start making guns in this town as well. Or artillery. Well, I guess we might as well start upgrading our armory to a magazine. So yeah, we've got 128 tools. So if we actually were to move all of our gunsmiths into making guns, I think it would be 24 guns, right? And we gotta get imports of tools into this town. So these guys are supposed to be ore mining. Right? That's the idea. Is that this town mines ore, and so it turns land into ore and tools into guns, but it has to work closely with Humpty Doo which will turn ore into tools. That's the plan at least. And then we have wagon carts connecting. So let's see how that works. Okay, we got lumber available here. So, oh yeah, we're not even building anything. That's interesting. So our carpenter should be carpenting. I think that goes without saying. That means we now have a balance of wood and hammers. With 113 wood in storage, that's actually fine. In terms of ore, we have a surplus of ore, and we're making a small amount of tools. Working towards having that ironworks. So I think this is fine. Okay. We gotta remember to... Oh, we're out of lumber at Big Lick. Our lumberjack should be lumberjacking. And not fur trapping. Alright. So now we have a surplus of lumber, which is fine. Alright, Princeville has upgraded to a fort. Yeah, I guess we might as well work on the fortress. All of our coastal colonies are going to have fortresses, and that includes Princeville. Even though it doesn't really look coastal, it is in fact a coastal colony. Alright, Hoodoo Holler has an untrained civilian. That's okay. Alright. What is this ship doing? I don't even know anymore. He's got nothing on board. I guess this distiller, I could give him a ride, but I don't need to because he can make it there this turn to St. Louis. So let's see, who have we got in the rum factory? This is a free colonist. So if we made him a carpenter, he'd be okay. Wait a minute, how many people did we have in the rum factory? And how many are we allowed to have in the rum factory? Hold on. We had the Indian convert. Wait a minute. Hold on. How many distillers am I allowed to have? It's more than 3. It's more than 4. Is there any limit to how many distillers I can have? Oh my god, there isn't. At least not a practical one. What the heck? Is this the real life? You can have as many distillers as you want in a rum factory? I can't even... I had no idea that this was possible. Yeah, Retro Pixel Show, I think you're right. I think because it's a factory... Hold on. Rum factory. Master distiller, rum. Hold on. So it doesn't say anything here about limits. So I have 2 rum factories. I have one in St. Louis. Oh, I don't have one in Dead Horse. Hold on, let's do a test here. Guys, I played this game a lot when I was a kid. So this error message is something that I believed was true. We cannot put more than 3 colonists in any one building, Your Excellency. That she's not saying we cannot put any more than 3 colonists in a level 1 building. Because apparently even level 2 buildings, like this one, can have an extremely large number of people working at them. I'm completely blown away by this. Alright, I need to clean up this colony now. Hold on. Like, I can't believe this. Alright, where was this guy? Here? What are they even building? A rum factory. I don't know if it's a bug, but I'm just saying that I didn't know about this. I really didn't know about this. Also, look at this. There's only 50 coats in Dead Horse. That means we can sell through the boycott using the customs house. Get wrecked, King of England. Get wrecked. It sells all but the last 50, it looks like. That seems to be consistent. That every turn it sells all but 50 of the items that you have there. Wow. This is amazing. All right, back to what was the town that we totally screwed up? It wasn't St. Louis, was it? It was. Okay, so St. Louis du Haha is totally screwed up. We need to remove one more guy for some reason. Oh, I don't want to make him a scout. I want to make him a colonist. Alright, they have food problems now, food shortage. So we have 10,000 people working in the rum factory. We should have a second fisherman. Where is he? Why do I only see one fisherman here? Oh, this must be the other town that's missing a fisherman. Alright, we'll get this convert to be the fisherman. Not there. Actually, yeah, there temporarily. And we'll remove one of these other free colonists. So this is going to burn through 60 sugar in an instant. So I'm kind of tempted to leave them all in the rum factory for one turn just to produce 124 rum. And then no longer have a sugar problem. But I have to remember to change it next turn. Because this is too many people to have on the rum factory on a long-term basis. But for one turn, it's totally fine. Alright, this guy in Hoodoo Holler. Now, before I decide what to do with this guy, I'm going to take my 3-minute break. It's been about an hour and my water ran out a while ago. Maybe I was especially thirsty today or I didn't drink enough water today. I don't know. But I'm going to bring up my score page. Score is up to 673. So that's good. Yeah, and I'm going to run a 3-minute ad on Twitch. And I will be back at the end of that ad with my water refilled and having stretched my legs and prepared myself for the next hour of streaming. So see you guys in about 3 minutes. Okay, I'm back. We're resuming my campaign of Sid Meier's Colonization. It's the spring of 1679, and this is my current situation. I'm also going to actually check how much longer until we get George Washington. Oh, it looks like we're 3/4 of the way done or more. Look at those Liberty Bells. Look at those enemy forces. Jeepers. Rebel sentiment 82% is pretty high. Alright. So this dude in Hoodoo Holler, where do I want to send him? Wow, the population of St. Louis du Ha is 18? That's way too high. It's because of all these distillers. Whereas the population of Argentina is only 9. Hey, Prince Rogers, good to see you. Yeah, I mean, if you go by what the Americans did in real life, it is a little early, but hey, we're not declaring yet. We're still building up our military and our economy, so, yeah. But yeah, I gotta get my citizens spread out so that I can start pumping these populations up, so. Because, obviously having high rebel sentiment is only useful if you have high population as well. So, like, if I only have 9 pop here, having 7 rebels, not perfect. No, there are no unnamed towns left. All of the towns have been named. Most of them have been named by you. So I don't think you can complain about that. But yeah, that's the current situation. So, alright, I think I'll put this guy on a horse, or maybe even not on a horse. Just have him walk down to Scorgentina and become a pup there. I'm not even sure where this guy is moving. Now that I've started to get... oh, Princeville to Princeton. Alright. Finally, the university finally gets its name. Alright. So the university at Princeton is finally spelled to Princeton. I think I spelled that. I think I spelled that right. Yep. Alright, let me just mark that reward as being redeemed. Alright. Sure, what did you do for the last 3 hours? I mean, as long as the story you're telling is appropriate and everything, yeah. Right, actually, this town looks a little bit screwed up. Yeah, it's got no lumber, because the lumberjack is in the lumber mill for some reason. There we go. I gotta check on these towns when I screw up their economy. I gotta check on them afterwards, but I always forget to. Like this town's economy is totally screwed up, but we need to change it next turn. All right, what do we want to do in Big Lick? I guess keep moving these furs to a place that can sell them. Just move them to Dead Horse, unload them, and the custom house will make them magically disappear. Trying to fix your mouse. Hit a double clicking. Oh no. Yeah, that's awful. When you can't trust your controller, that's just awful. Let's see. This town also has a lumber deficit because it has too many people on construction. What can I put you on? I guess Liberty Bells is fine. Did that fix it, or is it something not hardware related, maybe? Or at least not that part of the hardware. You know, I think it's really cool that you're into soldering and fixing electronics, but I think you could probably buy a new mouse for like $10, unless it's a really fancy mouse. But like, I don't think my mouse costs very much money to replace. Or I guess you buy things in euro, not bucks, but whatever, same idea. Yeah, my ships are suddenly feeling super less useful now that I have a customs house. Alright, Somberland, you can go to Big Lick with this stuff. Let's see. I don't think there's anything I want to take from here. Yeah, you know, I never liked the wireless stuff. Like, I've got wires everywhere, but I can accept that it definitely will be easier to deal with. Because, yeah, I hate going under my desk as well. It was a lot more fun when I was 20, but now that I'm 40, going under my desk is pretty annoying activity. Alright, what do we want to do here? I guess this town is fine. I don't see any problems with it. We're going to need a new trainee soon. That's about it. Okay, Canada has a bunch of cigars. We can move those to a town that has a custom house. Let's see, are we burning through tobacco? Yeah, we're not even making any tobacco here. So I'll take this to what? St. Louis has a custom house, right? Yeah. Yeah, I've got two computers under my desk, one computer on top of my desk. I got space issues too. And it's even worse now that I've been working from home for a year now because of the pandemic, obviously. So I've got my work computer, my personal computer, my old personal computer. There you go, retro. That's the unfortunate reality of the way things are today. Gotta. It's cheaper and easier to throw them out than it is to fix them. All right, Chilliwack. We're gonna grab another like 50 horses from here. Um, and actually, this guy's got a huge number of horses. How did this happen? We're gonna go back and grab 50 horses from there too. These northern towns are breeding horses like crazy. All right, Hoodoo Holler. What do we want to grab here? I guess move this cloth. I'm gonna go to Somberland and try and get some of those tools. I think it said there was a full load of tools. Yeah, there's a bunch of tools here. Let's load them up, take them somewhere else. Alright, you've got extra tobacco. Looks like we'll need to put 17 on here. I wonder if I should do that, a supercharger of the cigar factory too. Like just throw everybody... Wait, what? Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. So the rum factory can hold like 50 guys, but the cigar factory, a much more sophisticated place, can only employ 3 colonists. That must be a bug. There must be a bug with the rum factory that's so weird. Like, why on earth would the cigar factory and the rum factory have totally different mechanics? That's insanity. Wait, what happened? I'm losing track of which wagon train is which, and I don't dare automate them because the automation is always screwed up. Like, look, I've got 50 guys working in the rum factory. Weird. Okay, you don't need tobacco. That's it. Everything else is good here. There's the one with tools. Okay, tobacco, you're going to Canada. There's now 2 of you with tobacco. Hold on. Alright. That's all going to get sold automatically. So what do I even do with these ships? I guess I just send these ships to Europe, pick up dudes. There's no longer any need to... Do you have a founding father with a specialty for rum? I don't think so. I mean... Like... No? That's bizarre. Alright. I don't think there's anything... Brewster sounds suspect? Ah, that's a possibility. That is an interesting possibility. That Brewster might be the problem. Alright. These enemy turns are getting longer and longer. I almost feel like I should just talk randomly during them. There we go. Okay. Alright, 71% in Humpty Deuce, 81% in Somberland. Alright, we got another fur trapper. And a population increase. That's perfect. We don't even need to bring a new civilian in. We got a population increase. Alright, so that with a new fur trapper, I think we can move one of these fur traders into coat making. We'll move the fur trapper into fur trapping. So we've got an 8 fur deficit right now, which is tolerable. That'll last for 5 or 6 turns. 6 or 7 turns actually, which should be long enough to train another fur trapper and get things back to stable. Well, it won't be quite stable, but they'll be close. And then I guess we could get another fur trapper for this square. Does someone else claim that square? Oh. Canada has run out of lumber. Oh, I know what's causing that. It's caused by this guy not being a lumberjack. Ooh, hold on. Somebody's stealing our lumber. This lumberjack... Hold on. Oh, the farmer is stealing the lumber. The farmer is stealing the lumber. Okay. What's our tobacco deficit looking like? If I put this guy on planting tobacco, we'll still have a tobacco deficit. Okay. And we got 7 more. Okay. So this is sensible. Wait, do I have more than 3 guys here? No, I guess it's just 3 guys. Food. Hold on. This looks inefficient. Hold on. St. Louis is stealing our food. Because I've got a fisherman in here. He's hard to see, but he's a fisherman. Have him make 10 food. Have this guy make 12 cigars. Okay. There. So now I've got a little bit more food than I was getting before, or at least I've got people working on their correct professions, which aesthetically I care about. No, that's Kate Brewster's fault. Okay. I think we're good on this town now. But hold on, it was Big Lick that got a new dude. I guess I could put him on fur trapping. So now our fur deficit is only 4. We still have 100% rebel sentiment, even bringing that new guy in, so that's good. So we've got 3 fur trappers, but we kind of want to have 4. Hold on, unless that tile supposed to be used by Dead Horse? No, Dead Horse doesn't care. So yeah, I think we can afford to have 4 fur trappers, because we're going to need lots of fur for the fur factory. So I'll leave this guy in the school for one more turn. As for the fisherman teacher, I guess I'm going to have to check again to see if I need another fisherman. Because that's right, I think I do. I think I need a fisherman in St. Louis du Haha. Yeah. That's right. So, wait, but then could that be this guy? All right, I gotta do the full food check again. All right, Big Lick has a fisherman and 2 farmers. Check. Dead Horse, 2 fishermen and a farmer. Check. Canada, fisherman, 2 farmers, and an extra fisherman in the schoolhouse. St. Louis du Haha has a farmer and a fisherman, so it needs a fisherman. So far, we have the correct number of everything. 2 fishermen and a farmer. Fishermen and 2 farmers. None of these guys need fishermen because they're all inland. Retro has 2 fishermen and can't do any better than that. Squargentina needs a fisherman. Okay, so we do need to train 1 more fisherman. You get... I only remember the good Terminator movies, so... Miles Dyson is the creator of the Skynet, as far as I'm concerned. All right, what do I want to do with this ship? I guess head back to Europe, unless there's like something I can do to transport stuff around locally. I guess I could grab stuff from Canada. Yeah, I agree with that, Retro Pixel Show. Wait. What's this guy doing? Alright, Hoodoo Hauler, we're gonna haul this cloth. And let's see, does Princeton have any excess stuff? Yeah, it does actually. He may not have lived to see it completed, but, you know, he's the only named character with that association. Let's put it that way. Alright, so this ship has 6 ore miners on it. They don't even have enough room to display them all on the screen. So now I think we need to start getting serious about military, because in terms of, like, population per se, we're getting pretty close to our max. So let's see, we've got 50 muskets there. Where are we making muskets? I think we set up Chilliwack to make muskets, right? Yeah. Chilliwack's making... Oh, and you know what we need to do? Before I forget anything, we need to unscrew up... Or no, it's not even a new turn yet. Man, I've been playing for like 15 minutes. It's not even a new turn yet. Okay, who has lots of guns? So there's a gun. There's guns there. Let's go to Big Lick first and just work our way down. So So we'll turn these guys into colonists here. Clear their specialty. Actually, I'll make this guy into a dragoon here. I'll just keep clearing their specialty. So I'm going to make sure that I only do it to ore miners and not veterans. Clearing specialty of a veteran would be pretty embarrassing. You basically never want to do that. Alright, I don't know if I've got them all, but I've got most of them. Alright. Okay, let's load up with coats and sugar and get out of here. We can unload both of those things here. Let's see, is there anything in St. Louis that shouldn't be here? Nope. So I guess we can go start getting guns and things from up north. Alright, this guy is full on horses. We gotta bring them to the real world. This guy's got tools. Tools can be brought into the real world too. This tobacco is waiting till next turn. Okay, Princeton has random stuff that it doesn't need. So we'll take that. Take that to a place that has a custom house. Okay. So this guy needs tools. Retro Pixel Town has tools, so let's go turn him back into a pioneer. I feel like we're really starting to get the economy going. Building those custom houses, huge, huge benefit. I love having custom houses. Sugar can go to Dead Horse. We'll eventually turn that into rum. Alright, this guy's an ore miner, so that means I failed to clear his specialty. And this guy was just heading off to parts unknown. He might get killed by that Indian. I hope he doesn't. What do we want to do with these random guys? We can't fit them into this town. I guess they can go to a different town. Try to fit in there. Oh, you can become a dragoon. In fact, a lot of these guys can become dragoons. We can also maybe put you to work doing something, like making Liberty Bells. Alright, finally, it's the end of the turn. After like half an hour. And now the other players can take their half an hour turn. You know, we never did explore up north. Oh no, no! No, my colonist! Hey, he won. Good job. A small band of unarmed colonists defeated the native attack. All right. Is this? Yeah, this Master Weaver is finally cost less than an ore miner, so we'll take him. What else is available? Nothing. All right. Well, I guess we gotta get some ore miners. I won't buy horses for them this time because I feel like we've got a decent amount of horses again. Okay, we got a new statesman. Let's see. We could put him in the state house. But we should probably check to see if we actually need any more statesmen. Or maybe we should just keep making statesmen forever. Because they're pretty nice. And we could send them out to towns that are below 100%. Like, once every town has a statesman, you want to focus on the towns that are below 100%. Get them up to snuff. But we will need more trainees here urgently. Hey, George Washington. Welcome to the Continental Congress. So once Washington joins the Continental Congress, every non-veteran soldier or dragoon who wins a combat is automatically upgraded to veteran. That is very good. So, I don't remember what Henry Hudson does. Does he do fur trapping? Yeah, increases the output of all fur trappers by 100%. That's an interesting one. John Paul Jones is like frigates. Yeah, you get a frigate, it's like, who cares? Pocahontas makes the Indians much more friendly. But Juan de Sepulveda makes the Indians more friendly in an entirely different way. His presence in the Congress increases the chance that subjugated Indians will convert and join a colony. Now this guy is really only useful if we follow him up with de la Casas as our next one. Because, basically what we would do is we would take de Sepulveda, then we would destroy all the native villages that are anywhere close to us, after first putting in a missionary, get a whole bunch of converts, and then hopefully our next father would be de la Casas, which would turn all of the Indian converts into regular colonists who can then be used for any job. But the converts by themselves are actually not great. But I think that's the way I'm going to go, just because a pop is a pop. And I'll just hope that I'll get de la Casas afterwards. Rum is ready at Somberland. Why is Somberland making rum? What? How did this happen? Where is the rum being produced from? What the hell? Pardon my language, but the rum distiller's house doesn't have any people in it. There's somehow mysteriously 124 rum here. What? How did this happen? I came here to load up tools, not rum. I guess I could do both. I don't understand where this rum comes from. Anyway, I know that there's a lot of rum here because we loaded up the rum factory. Now, how come there's 88 cloth here? Hold on, what's going on? Why didn't it sell the cloth down to 50 like it usually does? And there's still 80 sugar here. How is there still 80 sugar here when we have a 60 sugar deficit and we're producing 124 rum? What's going on? So maybe the maybe the 3-person per building rule is enforced when it actually does production. But we should have consumed some sugar, right? Like, even if it wasn't 60, we should have consumed some sugar. All right, I'm going to bring the rum factory down to just 3 people because I don't trust that this works correctly. So let's start taking people out of the rum factory. Putting them on something useful. Or maybe just taking them out of the colony. Moving them to a different colony makes more sense. If this rum factory doesn't actually work with multiple, like more than 3 employees. Which I'm starting to strongly suspect. Alright, let's just spread them out so I can see what's going on. There's so many of them in the rum factory. Okay, rum factory producing 60 is fine. These guys, they need to go find new homes. This town is full. Alright, we've got all our field tiles occupied, our factory occupied, our state house occupied, lumber. This town is done. It's full. It just needs to get up to 100%. Okay. This town has sugar in it? Why? It shouldn't. You can take that away. Oh, because they grow sugar here. Okay, that's fair. Okay, here we can grab furs and sugar and get rid of it. All right, here we're grabbing the cloth that you're making. We'll grab the cotton, the tobacco, everything that this town doesn't need and shouldn't have. And we'll just take it to where it belongs. So cotton belongs here. We'll grab the cloth from here. Alright, that's all good. Okay, the galleon. What do I want to do with the galleon? I guess, you know what, it has 7 moves. Or hold on. The privateer has 9 moves. We'll use the privateer to explore the rest of the map. The galleon, we will go buy more people. Okay, you've got coats and fur, so you can go to Big Lick. I guess there's no need to take coats to Big Lick. That's kind of a blunder. Wait, hold on. Why does Big Lick only have 4 food? Okay, they got a surplus, but it's tight. Really, we should do some plowing and stuff here. We've got... Actually, yeah, we've got a ridiculous number of excess people, and we've got tools. So let's make a pioneer. And actually finish the area around this town. So, Dead Horse actually doesn't need sugar. Let's take that somewhere else. Let's take that to St. Louis. guns. And sugar, I guess. The one with horses. Now that we have George Washington, we should take out these guys with non-veteran units. Nuts. Where do we have... Okay, I was going to say, where are all of these extra soldiers? Here they are. That's not good. Okay, this guy needs guns. I guess he should just still head in this general direction. Actually, Somberland or... Yeah, Somberland has extra guns. Here we go. Where else are we hoarding guns? Ah, Princeton. Alright, this is now tundra, roaded, and plowed. So this area is done. Now we can head down to Squargentina, because they still need a little bit more road. Whoops. Alright, I'm going to send this veteran to protect these non-mounted units. I can probably do the same from Chilliwack. No, they each only have one. They each only have one soldier. I don't want to move him out of the town. I guess I can move one up from Somberland, probably. There we go. So now if the natives attack those guys, they will get the ambush bonus, but at least they'll have a veteran and a horse defending. Okay, this has got tools and rum. So we'll take pick the rum to St. Louis, and maybe the tools go there too. We'll see. Yeah, they could use some tools here. Okay, this guy needs to clear. Alright, this guy makes it into Retro Pixel Show, or Town rather. What do I want him to do? I guess he can work in this. Oh, he's going to cause a food shortage, but that's okay. I'll have him work as a statesman. We're going to have to start shipping food into Retro Pixel Town again, which was kind of inevitable. We knew that was going to be a problem eventually. Pardon me. Actually, I wonder if I should just drop off horses here. Wait, what I should do is go to Princeton. No, I can't quite make it to Princeton. I wonder if this guy can make it to Princeton if I take a better route. Yes, the southern route is faster. What can I make this guy into? Tobacco planter? Alright, we still need one more training here. Okay, we've got tools. Let's go to Hoodoo Hauler. Get rid of the tools here? Sure. Alright. Alright, now we will see. Should be favorable. Yeah. Oh, they did steal some gold. They get the advantage here. Nuts. All right, the privateer. He's going to become our northern explorer. All right, we've got 100 tools here, which is fine. That's expected. All right. Cargo of ore. That's unexpected. I'm going to get that stuff out of here. Let's load that up instead of the sugar. We're going to get that over to Humpty Doo. Same thing here. We got to get the ore out of here at a reasonable rate. Ooh, horses in Somberland. That's good news. We just lost a whole bunch of horses in combat. Same thing here. It's good news. Alright, we got a new blacksmith. We really need to get more free colonists into Princeton. So this guy we're going to put on a horse. And maybe we'll move this guy into town. so that we have a trainee. We still need one more trainee. Alright, Canada has a custom house. Nice. Alright, let's configure that custom house because it's totally screwed up. Alright. So, let's see, what do we want to build here? Guess we can start working on artillery. Alright, there we go. This is George Washington at work here. Getting some veterans. That's the reason why I'm attacking them. Alright, we just need to build some roads around this community. That's easy enough to do. Alright, this colonist. Let's go into Princeton. We're going to put you to work doing something. Let's have you plant some cotton. Alright, we're back to having 3 unskilled colonists. That's good. Alright, these guys need to move back to safety and get back on their horse. This guy in St. Louis. Well, there's a whole bunch of guys in St. Louis. Right. We need to figure out what to do with them. Well, I guess we can put one in Canada doing something productive. I'll send this guy to Dead Horse. Okay, the Indian converts are trickier. Looks like we've got some outdoor jobs to do in Hoodoo Holler, so we can send this guy to Hoodoo Holler. Alright, let's send this guy to, I don't know, Somberland maybe, or Princeton. Get him out there, on the road. I guess Hoodoo Holler's population is actually pretty low, so we should be sending multiples there. Alright, this guy, right, he's just going to do, like, plowing and stuff. Alright, I guess we can just fortify now. We got the upgrade we were looking for. Alright, do we still have a sugar deficit here? We do. Okay. And the reason for that is that this guy really should be making sugar instead of food. But that's okay. We can switch that up later. What do I want to grab from here? Not sure why this cloth isn't selling. I guess we can go back to the old world, get more people. So you've got coats, which we can drop off. You've got sugar, which I can take to St. Louis du Ha-Ha. They're in a sugar deficit. Wasn't very many sugar. Okay. So this ship just loading up on stuff to take to our custom house. Okay, you've got coats. Guess you're taking them to Dead Horse. We'll see if these coats sell. Well, they should. Well, maybe, hold on. Maybe the reason that cloth didn't sell before is because there was less than 100. Maybe they only sell it if it's above 100, but they sell it down to 50. I don't know. That is just a guess. Alright, sugar headed for St. Louis. Alright, we've got guns and ore. The ore needs to go to Humpty Doo, I guess. Or Somberland or something. Although we've got an ore surplus here. That'll be fixed once the ironworks is done. Maybe I should have one of my least productive miners switch to blacksmithing. Make some more tools. You can leave the guns here. That's okay. Alright, this guy's full of horses. I think Canada needs the most horses. It's got a whole bunch of soldiers who are not dragoons, but who could be. So let's fix them up right now. Okay. The other two I'll have to wait. I don't want to reduce the horses too much. Okay. Somberland is burning through its ore. Right, but it mysteriously has rum and tobacco that I want to get rid of. How many of these carts are holding tobacco? Too many. Alright, let's transfer 76 tobacco. There we go. You guys need to make cigars faster. Alright, let's just double check on Princeton. They've got their trainees. Canada's got its trainee. And Big Lick. What? Big Lick doesn't have a trainee? No, it does. It does. This guy. Okay. I just bought a Razer Basilisk V2 cabled mouse. Yeah, if you're getting a new keyboard soon, that's probably a good efficiency. Sounds like a cool mouse, though. If I ever get back into World of Warcraft, I might have to buy a new mouse. But I haven't played it in a while. Alright, what are we going to do with this guy? Move you into Retro Pixel Town? Sure. Let's see. How many soldiers do we have here? Lots. And here, not many. Alright, what do we want to do here with this wagon train? Nothing, I'm pretty sure. We can head back to get more ore or tools or something like that. $50, eh? That's not too bad, actually. I didn't realize that they were that cheap. Or maybe that doesn't seem cheap to other people. I don't know. That seems cheap to me for something like that. Let's grab some food here, actually. And we can start taking that to Retro Pixel Town. We'll grab food from a couple different places. Oh, these guys don't have a lot of food. Well, that sucks. Alright, this is a colonist. I think I was moving him into Princeton, but he's got horses. So let's move him to Canada. So I think Princeton has 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Princeton has its 3. You don't want to play World of Warcraft, you want to play XCOM. You know, I play a lot of different kinds of games. And that's, you know, that's how things go. Alright, we've got some horses. Let's make this guy into a dragoon. Alright. So we're at the end of the turn. It's about 9 o'clock. I normally would play later than this, but I'm feeling pretty tired right now. And so rather than run another ad break and whatever, I think I'm going to save the game here and continue this hopefully tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m. So let's just, before I close it, let's just take a quick look at the score page. We're getting closer to 700 points. We've got lucky 13 number of advisors and a bunch of citizens. So let's save the game. And yeah, I wish everybody a good night. I'm gonna also check to see if there's anyone else playing this game or a similar game that we might want to raid. Let's see, there's not too many of us, but it might still be fun to raid a really small streamer if they're playing this game or a similar game for slightly increasingly tolerant definitions of the word similar. Yeah, this particular game and other games are not very popular. Yeah, okay, so we're not going to do a raid tonight, but thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and like I said, I should be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, which is also marked on my schedule if that time zone is not something you're familiar with. But yeah, have a good night, and see you tomorrow.